Hello and Happy New Year, everyone. I am May from Creations by Mayo May, and today I wanted to take some time to do a quick little video. I know it is a little bit late in the new year because we just got back from our trip for the holidays, so I hope everyone had a very happy holiday season. We just got back earlier this week, so I did receive a few goodies for Christmas from my kids, and I decided that this year I am going to let go of my happy planner, my classic happy planner for the year. And I did ask my children for a few goodies from Kell of a plan for Christmas. So I have decided to go with these, mainly these two, and I'm going to go ahead and dive into that and show you for my planner for this year, or my Frankenplanner actually. So I'm going to go ahead and flip through and show you what I'm hoping to incorporate into my Frankenplanner this year. Last year, everybody has their seasons. We have good seasons and bad seasons. And although I did use my Frankenplanner a lot last year, and I was able to go ahead and set up and decorate my planner weekly, I can tell you I'm not so happy with how I used it, right? I think I needed to go back to it and kind of do a little more reflection and input in there. And I guess I could say I failed. I don't like to say that, but I guess I failed. And it's just, there's a lot. I think the end of the year, for me, it felt so rushed, like from mid-October until the end of the year. It was just crazy. Like you blinked and that's it. Now we are here in the new year. So I kind of did some reflection. I went ahead and brainstormed, did my web of like 2025, the good, the bad. What do I want to improve on? And I kind of found, my like words. It's very hard to narrow down to one word. I did choose my word for the year, but I have a few that kept coming up, and I would keep seeing them. So, all right. So I want to show you what my plan is, and let's see if I can follow through with it this year. So my lovely daughter did go ahead and buy me this Celebrate Every Day by Kell of a Plan, which included a few goodies. Did include this bag with a lovely pen, some tweezers, the stamp set. I'm trying to see if I have it within reach. A stamp set. So I've decided that I am going to pretty much use this little pouch as my junk journal pouch. So right now I just put in a few things. Oh, this is the lovely pen that came with it. So I put some glue, some other tweezers, things that I'm going to need when I'm on the go junk journaling. So that is what I'm using that for. But this box came with this lovely sticker book. So it will help me with my, day-to-day plans, my daily plans. And I have seen how Kell of a Plan, she has gone ahead and done a video how you can even use this as like a weekly plan, which is fine. But I think I need to focus more on like my daily plan, my action steps, and kind of follow through. Because if you haven't heard me say it or haven't said it before, I think if I jot it down, and I like check off daily what I'm doing, things will get done. If I just have it like in my weekly, I will tend to kind of move things over and like, okay, it didn't get done on Monday, let me do it on Tuesday. Which if I fill it out daily, I think I'm gonna hold myself more accountable. So I do love that I do have the sticker sheets that even has like a time frame, the daily tracker, and of course other functional boxes, and of course stickers to decorate. And then kind of to find the highlight of every day, right? So Celebrate Every Day. Guys, I've said it before, I haven't been a floral girl. Not that I want flowers or anything or roses, but I have fallen in love with all the floral stickers and covers that I've seen from Kell Plan. So it is divided into 4 sections. It is basically a daily planner. So I've gone in and I've compared. I have a few packs of her extension packs, like 2 packs of the extension packs of her dailies that I bought last year, at some point last year. And I did use it. When I use them, again, I do check it off, and I find that I get things done daily if I use it. If I don't create a daily plan, I fall behind if I just stick to my weekly. So I don't know. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. So I went ahead and I just added a few of the extra daily sheets that I had previously purchased from her. And I decided I'm going to add it here because although it has a similar setup to the one that comes here, I love this part of the celebrations because not only can you write down any birthdays, holidays, anniversary, anything special taking place on that particular day. I also like that I was telling myself, you know what? If I'm getting things done on a daily and checking it off, like it can give me a little space to celebrate it, right? But obviously, we know that not every day, we don't have a celebration every day, right? We don't have something to look forward to every day. But I also do like, if you followed me with my planning, you probably know that I do like to look up for certain days, like national days, like Cuddle Day, Pumpkin Pie Day, Ice Cream Day, whatever it is. So I could probably add that. But what I figured is I'm going to kind of do a combination of the ones that came in this planner and the older ones. And I probably won't use all 3 of the top boxes. I'll probably use decorative or set myself some reminders. But again, I'm going to use this and try to focus on my daily. Here, I just have like this dashboard daily that I've created with my Cricut. But I did mention some things here that I do want to include on my daily, just so like I really focus on some goals and some habits to focus on. So I might want to go ahead and maybe one of these boxes, depending on what page I'm using, kind of focus on my water tracking. I do drink a lot of water throughout the day, but I think in the last month, especially traveling, I have not had my regular intake of water, which may be why I feel like a little dehydrated, or I've gotten sick, a little sick, if you can hear it in my voice. So I definitely need to get back to tracking my water, making sure I'm taking my water. My steps intake, I used to go ahead and get between 8,000 and 10,000. And obviously on my day trip, we were walking like 24,000 to 25,000 steps daily. And now it's like going back into work mode and regular living life. And sometimes it is difficult to get that 8 to 10,000 mark. So I said, I'm going to start the year kind of easy and start with my 6 and then progress. So I do want to get back to a good, healthy step range. And I think the way to get to there is to track it. And then with my watch, it does give me like my calories and my activity tracker. So I thought, you know what, maybe I can incorporate in my daily plan those trackers. And then in this section, sometimes I find it hard to focus on something here. And sometimes I use it as my reminders or like just little notes or ideas or whatnot. So I thought, you know what, this will be like a daily reflection on what I was able to accomplish, or maybe even focusing on my tracker, or maybe I can make this my section for my daily tracker. Not 100% sure, but these are just the ideas I have. So I'm really looking forward to implementing this as my daily to help me focus. So if you don't already know what a Frankenplanner is, a Frankenplanner is basically combining several different components of planners, and with all these small shops that have little extension packs or little extension packs and planners or planning sheets that you could purchase, whether order them physically to be mailed out to you, or even download online. There's just so many good planning sheets and planners out there, and it's hard to just stick to one. I've been using Happy Planner for many years, and little by little last year I went ahead and bought some of the Kell plan, and I really, really have been loving my work planner and my teacher planner. So I said, you know what? Let's just dive in and let's go full force with the Kell plan. So I did get this one for my 25-26 planner for the year. I really loved how simple it is, and I'm going to do a quick little flip through. I did try to start setting it up with my other components, which is what I want to show you. So the title, the cover is Keep Going, Keep Growing. Definitely need to focus on, again, my goals and things I want to do. I've already gone in with some of my Kell plan stickers and labeled it with my name. And when I was talking about the words, right? These words, breakthrough, creation, lessons, and money, it just kept popping up. Like I would do those little word puzzles and little things I was reading, Instagram posts and whatnot, and even talking to people about things that were going on, my friends. These are words that just stuck in my head, and I figured I'm going to see if just seeing these words every day, like I look for the positive or the good, or look through things as my lesson or what I'm creating, any breakthrough moments, and money, whether it is that I'm paying bills or making money. So I do think that seeing these words daily will help me focus for the year, whether good or bad, kind of. And this is why, again, when I use my daily plan, I can go ahead and use that section to reflect. And in my reflections, I can go back and focus on my words, right? I think my main word will be creation, like creation for the year. So as we move on here, we do have the 2026 year at a glance idea that I loved from Heather from Kell Plan, which I have used in my teacher planner at work, is to kind of highlight the days or the weeks for certain events and color code them. What I am planning to do for this page, which I think will help me with my next section in my Frankenplanner, is I will highlight any days off that are teacher planning days or holidays, my vacations and breaks, because it will help me when I'm planning for the year, right? So here again, I have my dashboard, which I created with my Cricut last year. Still love it. Nothing wrong with it, so I'm going to keep it in here. Now, again, Frankenplanning, you're combining several different planners or extension packs from other planners. And I loved this last year, which I purchased from the Scrappy Wife. It was my year at a glance. I don't have to decorate this, but I can put it in here for the entire year, my Frankenplanner. And I jot down everything I know ahead of time, what's going on, whether it's practices, appointments, doctor appointments, nail appointments, birthdays, just to give me idea to help me when especially when I go to the dentist or the doctor for myself or my daughter. And even when I'm like planning trips or whatnot, this will help me. And then having the days off will also help me plan. So this is what I love and I used last year, and I'm going to continue using. Where I did fail with this, which I didn't know what to do, sorry, it gives you 4 boxes on the back of this, and I did not write anything. I just don't know what to write. I don't want to make it like a currently and like write the good, the bad, because I can focus on my currently pages and what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to show you for that. So I'm not sure, maybe like coming up, or maybe when I do go to those doctor appointments and whatnot, when they do suggest like monitoring certain things, or hey, let's try this medication, or let's follow up with this. I don't know if that's what I want to do. If you have any ideas, or if you have used this and you would like to share what you do, let me know, because I did not do anything to the back of those pages last year. Again, a year at a glance, basically, but you don't have any dates filled up. So what I'm thinking is on this, I will definitely plug in important dates, birthdays, anniversaries. I might even go ahead and plug in our like summer, when we have summer, the beginning of summer, end of summer, and back to work and back to school. You also have these vertical year at a glance pages, right? I never know what to do with this. And I've heard planners say the same thing, that they really don't use this. And even friends, like when I look through their planners or they share, they don't really necessarily fill this up or keep up to date with it. An idea that I did get from Jess from Love to Plan with Jess is to use this as a like health tracker, right? In your household. We just came back from Europe and I started feeling sick, cold weather, and then coming here to the hot weather. So I did start with a cold earlier this week. And then a few days later, my husband started feeling sick. And then yesterday, my daughter started feeling sick. So I thought that was a great idea. And I think that it would be a useful way to use this and kind of, again, track what we're feeling, especially with so many people. Well, there's 5 of us living in this house, just to monitor how we're feeling and what we're taking, anything like that. So I thought that was a good idea. And I think I'm going to use these pages for that because I really don't use these pages. Now, continue with the planner. There is another page with the 12 boxes. So you can basically do anything with this page. What I'm thinking of is kind of going back and rewriting my goals. And as I accomplish certain parts of my goals, I'm thinking I can go ahead and update my goals, right? Maybe add new goals, make them different. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. And I just had like my little breakdown of how I'm working on my goals. So moving on to January. Now with my Frankenplanner, I only keep 3 months at a time in here. So I will pull them out as I go and, just kind of use this to kind of put the old ones and add the new ones. So January, growth is growth, no matter how small. I did, again, with my dashboard that I created, I did have these pages, these sleeves from a Happy Planner that I think I'm going to go ahead and add a few sticker sheets in here, the ones that I know I'm going to use a lot, and just to have on the go. A Happy Planner habit tracker. So again, there were things I said I wanted to focus on, like water intake, my steps, maybe another one. So I'm going to go ahead and have this in here. And then this is just to reflect, how you're doing. For here on this page, before we get into the month view of this planner, I'm thinking I'm going to make this like a monthly memories, kind of like a currently, but it's going to be with pictures and maybe a few words, things that I write. With my mini planner from Kell Plan, I did that and I loved it. I started using it in November. And since it's very small, I was able to make a collage 4x6, print it out, and put it there for like my November. And now I have to work on my December memories. So I'm thinking I'm going to do something like that with pictures. Then you have the month already dated. Love that, because with my planner last year, I did have to go back and date it, which Undated is great because you can manipulate. And if you don't use certain pages, you can bring them back year after year. But it was a little bit of a pain in the butt. So I can go ahead. I just have to adjust from like my left little section, blank section, to the right. And I am a lefty, but it's okay. I will make use of it. And then I do love having that vertical planner with my 3 boxes. So my dashboard for the weekly. And again, going back, I did say I want to have my water tracker, step tracker, exercise. I want to get back into my bike riding and walking. I've said before to a few friends and even my youngest daughter that I kind of want to start getting in the running, not running per se, like my running days are probably behind me after hurting my knee a few years ago, but like, walking. And maybe we could get into a 5K and 10K. And if I can work up to a half marathon again, I would be elated. Like that would make me so happy. But full marathon, I don't think I'm going to be able to get up to that. But I do want to try to get a 5K, a 10K, and maybe next year, who knows, maybe a half marathon. Okay, so this was the hell of a plan. Now, things that I've incorporated last year. Oh, so sorry. At the end of the month, I have the blank page, and this is where I will put my monthly currently, kind of like what I do with what I've done last year with my, let me see if I could pull it up. My monthly, and let me see, it's kind of a mess on my desk. Oh, it's just I have some things that are private in here, so I didn't really want to share. Well, I just went ahead and kind of set it up like that with the dates and things that were going on. I did see a sneak peek for Kell releases this week. She's got a few extension packs that I'm like really excited about, so I want to purchase. And she does have a currently sticker book that I want to buy because it does have some of those words that get me to focus on my monthly. So I think that's my plan for this. Again, my dashboard little I created. I did buy this last year from Kell and I loved it because I do usually meal prep and plan for all of us in the house. The last few weeks, my husband has been doing the meal prepping and cooking, but I do think that keeping track is a goal to kind of stay healthier, kind of watch what I'm eating, and what we're having, so that we're not, which we don't really have a lot of junk food throughout the week in our house, but just in, keeping track of our food. And so this I did find was great to keep track of my meal intake, my food intake. And, on the back, I love that it had the grocery shopping list. So I was able to use this and take my planner with me when I would do grocery shopping, kind of keep track of things that I need in case I didn't add it to my device, my Alexa device. The next section, which I loved, and it was also something I had in my Frankenplanner last year from the Scrappy Wife, was the weekly and monthly fitness tracker. I love this because it was very straight to the point, broken down by the days. You can set up your goals, what your weekly goals are, what's your motivation, any notes or reminders. So I can go ahead and reflect when I do go on bike rides with my husband. I always like to reflect on the ride, like if it was too difficult, too easy, how my knee was feeling, if I was out of breath, or even the weather. Like, sometimes you have your good and bad rides. So I love this, very simple, straight to the point. Love that it was front and back. I can definitely continue using this. Love the monthly part. I know that Scrappy Wife, she did have like the stickers for her to kind of fill it out for the Apple Watch. I might have to kind of create my own for my Android watch, and I love that idea. So I think that might be something I use in here. What I did love last year was this 30-day challenge because it does push you. And as I've said, we've been on vacation and we've done like over 20,000 steps a day. And now it's like back to routine. And I'm definitely not getting 20,000 steps a day, but I want to work my way up to a consistent about 10,000 steps a day. And that's the way to challenge myself, right? So love that. Again, this was from the Scrappy Wife, which I'm not sure if she still has them because I did buy these last year. And I want to use as much as I can. I know Kell has a few goodies coming out, and I might have to invest in them if I run out of these and don't find them on the Scrappy Wife's shop. Again, my wellness dashboard, which I created with my Cricut. Again, something else from the Scrappy Wife that I loved was this wellness tracker. What are some self-care activities I do during the week? So a few things I want to focus on and add this year. So I think it'll help me focus on those routines. The sleep tracker, loved being able to track this. Now, I've said several times I do want to track like my steps, my water intake. It's probably more to track, and it's here. So I might not have to necessarily go back and jot it down in my daily, but I think if I see it constantly, it's going to make me more aware. So I might just go ahead and do it. And then the gratitude list. I love this because I was able to just like write a couple of words very quickly. Didn't have to add a lot to journal, especially. And what I did like about this at the end of the month of your, was it monthly? No, this one was weekly. You could just reflect, maybe doodle, not necessarily. I know I did it a couple of times, but not always. And then the last section of my, which is a little out of place, the last section of my Frankenplanner is my journaling. Gonna be honest with you, I was not fully committed to this. It just got away from me, and not happy about it because I think there's a lot that I have in my head and I don't share, or sometimes you want to keep things private, kind of like a diary, or I don't know, just to note down certain things that are happening during the week or the day. And I was kind of upset that I didn't continue it, or I wasn't writing as frequently. But I want to get back into that, whether I set time in the morning or in the afternoon or right before bed, but I want to continue with this. So it does have an Undated monthly. Again, I'm going to have to see if she still has this because I'm not sure. And I plan to use, since I bought a couple of these packs of each of these sections last year, I'm hoping it will help me survive at least a few months during the year. If I have to purchase more and she has them, I will definitely purchase this because I loved it. Undated. With this, I wasn't sure what to do, if I just should give myself a few prompts ahead of time so I have something to write on, or if I've seen some people like either post like or put a picture of the day, whether it's their like social media or maybe like on the like WhatsApp, they have like the updates daily or whatever you do, or the kids like their snaps of the day. I don't know. But I thought that was a cute idea also, just to add like what you're putting on your story, maybe what you're like looking at, reflecting on. And I love that it gives you just like a few lines that you just write a little something. So it's not like you're writing pages and pages. So I definitely want to get back into that. Again, 3 months at a time that I have in my Frankenplanner. So love this for February. Peaceful mind, grateful heart. Same setup again. You have the month dated. I already went in and put my habit tracker there. Same thing for March. And I love this. Be the one who makes others feel included. I know it's hard sometimes, but just to find the time for these actions, right? So that is what I'm planning to do for this year in my personal catch-all Frankenplanner. Let me know, what are you using? Are you implementing anything new? I don't really like to have like so many planners. I do have the mini Kell of a plan one that it's in my purse, and it's replaced the classic like long mini, skinny mini, because it just fits in my bag and it's easier. So I loved it. I've been using it since November. But just to keep me like focused, intentional, aware, and working on my goals this year, and keeping some kind of structure, routine, and just not letting the seasons and current events or any daily stresses affect me to the point that I lose like my focus and my love of being in my planner and working in my planner. So let me know down below what your plans are. Share your goals, or what is your planner setup for the year? One or more planners? Are you Franken planning? Let me know. And Happy New Year. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button to see more. Until next time, bye.